Good evening, everybody. Now I will let you know the weekly outlook for the agri commodities, what has happened in the last week, and also what is the outlook in the current week. In the last week, we saw that the entire agri space traded in the negative terrain as overall the demand remained lackluster. For that reason, the commodities traded in the negative territory. Amongst the spices, most of the spices remained in the negative, while mentha was the largest loser of posting around 5.8%, while sugar posted mild losses. Overall, the oilseed complex also traded in the negative territory, with soybean posting losses of around 4.0%, as the Kharif oilseed acreage gained sharply to around 60.69 lakh hectares as compared to 11.82 lakh hectares in the same period previous year. The demand for the soya meal also remained sluggish, which also exerted a downside pressure on the soybean prices. Amongst the other oilseeds, that is RM seed and refined soya oil, that also traded in the negative terrain, as because the demand continued to be lackluster, but it is expected to gain in the coming week as the demand from the Ramzan would pick up. Amongst the spices, they also traded in the negative territory as the demand continued to be lackluster, with maximum losses of around 3.4% in jeera and chili of around 3.6%. The demand is expected in the coming week, which would cushion sharp fall in the prices. Chana also remained in the negative as the acreage under the Kharif pulses also jumped to 10.52 lakh hectares as on 28 June. Acreage under the Kharif crop also jumped to 250.99 lakh hectares as compared to 135.87 lakh hectares during the same period last year. Mentha oil prices, which were climbing sharply, also witnessed selling pressure as the arrivals gained in the mandis, which arrested the sharp rise in the prices. Sugar also remained in the sluggish note as the demand continued to be sluggish, with availability of sugar in the domestic market rising, which exerted a downside pressure on the prices. Government in the last week on Friday also announced the MSP of the Kharif crops, with sharp rise in the soybean of around 15%. Now, for the coming week, we expect chana prices to bounce back from the lows as it is near the MSP, and buying could be initiated in the domestic mandis, which could support an upside in the prices. Amongst the spices, all the major spices are expected to witness a bounce back from the support levels as demand is expected from the local stockists ahead of Ramzan, but cardamom prices are expected to trade in the negative territory as the supplies remain sufficient to cater the demand. Among the oilseeds, soybean is expected to trade in the negative as demand for the soya meal remains lackluster, but RM seed and refined soya oil prices may witness some bounce back in the prices. Now for the strategies, soybean prices are expected to witness a slight bounce back, therefore we recommend a buy in the commodity. It would trade in the range of 3120 to 3330 of the August contract. We can initiate a buy position at around 3180 for a target of 3390 with a stop loss of 3050. RM seed prices are also expected to bounce back and would trade in the range of 3280 to 3620. Therefore, one can buy it around 3430 with a stop loss of 3311 for a target of 3630. Chana prices are also expected to trade in the range of 3050 to 3380. We can buy it around 3150 with a stop loss of 3050 for a target of 3330. Jeera prices are also expected to bounce back and would trade in the range of 12,820 to 14,125. We can buy it around 13,400 with a stop loss of 13,275 for a target of 13,650. Castor seed prices are also expected to bounce back, and therefore we can buy it around 3465 with a stop loss of 3320 for a target of 3700. Dhania is also expected to go up, and therefore one can initiate a buy position at around 6580 for a target of 7000 and keeping a stop loss of 6320. Thank you.